From the outside looking in, Crown Prince Christian of Denmark appears to be living a real-life fairy tale, one steeped in centuries of grandeur, etiquette, and nobility. At just 20, he is the firstborn of King Frederik and Queen Mary, the heir to one of Europe's oldest monarchies. His world is one of opulent palaces, regal processions, and silken suits stitched by master tailors. But behind the velvet curtains and public smiles brews a far more complicated reality, one marked by pressure, internal conflict, and a silent rebellion against a life written for him in ink long before he ever learned to speak. To the cameras, he's all polish and poise, but behind that flawless grin is a young man caught in the quiet war between heart and heritage. Royal watchers who've seen him grow from bashful boy to picture-perfect prince assume he's been sculpted for the throne since birth, and in many ways he has. Prestigious boarding schools, private tutoring, discreet mentorships, it's been one long rehearsal. But in whispered moments with trusted friends, Christian has voiced the forbidden. "Do I get to choose something else?" he once asked during a low-key summer retreat, away from watchful eyes. A question so deceptively simple it could shake the very foundations of monarchies across the modern world. He wouldn't be the first royal to feel the weight of destiny, but Christian is the first to grow up in an era of constant exposure and age of 24/7's headlines, viral clips, and relentless social commentary. He's urged to be genuine, yet expected to perform. Every female friend becomes a rumored romance. Every holiday is dissected by royal watchers. Even a casual night out spirals into national debate. Is he too progressive? Too unpredictable? Too real? His father, King Frederik, once wrestled with the same demons, famous for his motorbike escapades and resistance to palace etiquette. And Queen Mary, once just an Aussie marketing professional, gave up normalcy for royal life. They eventually found balance. They wear their roles like seasoned actors who've grown into the script, and they expect their son to do the same. But lately, rumblings behind palace walls suggest Christian is quietly pushing against those gilded expectations. Since his extravagant 18th birthday, a televised spectacle of crowns, speeches, and global headlines, something has changed. He reportedly confided afterward, "It wasn't for me. It was for them." His smile that night was choreographed. His toasts rehearsed. What he really wanted: a quiet escape with friends. No titles. No expectations. Just freedom. Then there's the matter of love, the wild card in every royal tale. Whispers among the elite suggest Christian has fallen not for a noble or a celebrity, but for someone far from the spotlight. A brilliant, fiercely private young woman from an academic background. He met her while briefly studying abroad. No royal protocol, no press playbook, just a spark between two people. Their romance flourished in secrecy, coded messages, and hidden rendezvous. But once the press sniffed her out, alarms rang within the palace. Queen Mary reportedly didn't object. But royal advisors weren't so gentle. "She's not suitable," one allegedly claimed. "Too reserved, too independent, the kind of woman," they feared, who might encourage the prince to chart a different course. And for a while, he considered it. Alone one winter night in his suite at Amalienborg Palace, Christian gazed across the frozen skyline and let his mind wander. A life unbound, anonymous, truly his own. During this period, eagle-eyed royal observers noticed subtle shifts. His smile faltered. His jaw tightened at formal events. He fidgeted during speeches. A once sparkling gaze now masked by dutiful restraint. But even as inner conflict mounted, duty loomed larger. The Danish monarchy has weathered 1,000 years of storms. Christian feels that lineage like a weight pressing on his shoulders every time he signs a document beside his father. Denmark doesn't just want a king. It wants him, and to the Danish people, he's the full royal package: youthful, charismatic, well-educated, a modern prince for a modern age. But behind the palace gates, a deeper truth brews. He has begun holding quiet talks with those outside the royal machine: philosophers, therapists, even avant-garde thinkers. People who speak to his soul, not his status. One former court insider described him as the most conflicted young royal I've ever met. He's torn between who he is and who the crown demands he be, What he's sacrificing is staggering. A chance to study freely without cameras tracking his every step. The ability to love in peace without headlines. The freedom to post a goofy selfie, to ride the metro unnoticed, to stumble through life like any other 20-year-old. But time is running out. In recent weeks, speculation surged when Christian reportedly ducked out of a state banquet early, vanishing to a quiet coastal village where he once vacationed as a child. The palace called it a private matter, but the timing? Just days after Queen Mary called him our rock, our future king in a public address, words some say only tightened the golden noose. Still, Christian persists. He bows. He smiles. He fulfills engagements. But insiders say he's splitting down the middle, one half the prince the world reveres, the other a young man gasping for air. And the closer he steps toward the throne, the further he drifts from the life he quietly yearns for. Yet the public sees none of this. They see the dashing young royal in designer suits, the dutiful son, the promise of monarchy reborn. They don't see the sleepless nights, the secret journals, the heartbreak of choosing crown over connection. They don't hear the silent scream behind every polished wave. Can one ever be both ruler and real? So we ask, will Crown Prince Christian forge a monarchy in his own image? Or will he be consumed by the legacy carved by generations past? The answer remains unwritten. But one truth echoes beneath every royal ritual, every public smile, every whispered rumor. Can duty and desire ever truly live side by side? If this story moved you, intrigued you, or sparked debate, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, share, and drop your thoughts below. Do you believe Christian will follow his heart or the crown? We're listening.